Hey everybody out there on the interwebs world. We're still driving west on I-94 en route to Chicago. It's been a long morning, but we just listened to a new band that neither of us had ever heard of to this point on the way. The band is called Here We Go Magic, and it's their latest record, Be Small, which I believe is their third or maybe fourth full length. We learned a little bit about them on the way. They are from New York. They're on the secretly Canadian independent label.
Great label.
Great name for a label. We're found out that their main office is in Bloomington, which we will. We're gonna be there. We're gonna be playing in Bloomington tomorrow, so maybe we'll send them some stuff. But anyway.
Hey.
Here We Go Magic, Be Small. We got kind of the first half of the album was like really loop-based synth indie pop, and then the second half of the album kind of had like the really low-beat, slow, soft rock kind of a thing.
Indie soft rock.
Yeah, but like really slow tempos about this speed. Want to talk about the record a little bit?
Sure. So, I'd say I was extremely bored. There were many times that I wanted to make it stop. It wasn't bad. It wasn't like, oh my god, make this stop. It's bothersome to me. It was just like, I'm driving and I'd like something to wake me up a little, and this is really not doing it. I thought only one song kind of stood out that I actually kind of liked, and that was, do you remember the name?
Oh man.
It was like the 5th or 6th track.
Candy Apple.
Candy Apple. That was it.
Yeah, that one was cool.
That one was nice. It had some cool melodies, and it just stood out as like being more of a song that caught my ear. Everything else was pretty bland to me. I was not super into it, and I would give it probably a 4.5 or 5 out of 10. What are they called?
Here We Go Magic.
Here We Go Magic. I give them 4.5. I'll give them a 4.8. Let's get real.
You're going with the pitchfork decimals here. You're getting real pretentious in this car.
Yeah, we get real pretentious up in here. Alright, I would give them a 4.8 out of 10 Magic mics.
Magic mics? Like the stripper show?
Here We Go Magic mics.
Okay. Yeah. I'm relatively on the same page as Summer on this one. The first track, I was like, okay, I can feel this. You know, each song would start out, and I'd be like, yeah, there's some cool stuff going on. But because the whole first half of the album was like really loop-based, a lot of the stuff, it would like be a long series of repetitions in one loop, and then the loop would continue but like modulated to the next chord in the harmony. It was like really kind of drawn out. It would be like 8 bars on the one and then like 8 bars on the 4, something like that. Yeah, so it was like every song was like, this sounds pleasant, it's nice, everything fits, and then I would kind of grow, it would kind of be tiresome by the time the song got over. Definitely felt the album was like really 2 halves.
And yeah, the second half was much better. It redeemed itself. But it still, it didn't fall, no, I'm actually being way too nice. It didn't redeem itself, it got way better. Like, if the whole album had been more like the second half of the album, I would have probably gotten like 6 out of 10 Magic Bucks.
Yeah, I feel like there's an interesting yin and a yang, and I think that if you had a whole album of the first half, I'd have been like, oh my god, there's a lot of the same, and if it was a whole album of the second half, I'd be like falling asleep because it's very slow.
So you liked that you had the to...
I sort of like, as I grew tired of the first style, it flipped on me, and I was like, oh, there's a fresh new thing going on, and then by the time that the album was over, I was ready to be done with that kind of a style. So, yeah.
I was ready for the album to be done a lot earlier than it was done.
Yeah, by the time the album was done,
I
was ready for it to be done, because, again, if you have 5 songs that are relatively similar in kind of what they're trying to do. I'm not saying by any means that the sound design or anything like that was exactly the same, or that they were making cookie cutter versions of their songs or anything like that, but it was sort of the same functionality in the song in the first half. And then,
did this music make you cynical, is the question?
Not explicitly. I would say that there's a lot of indie pop out there that kind of does the same thing. You have nice sounds, pretty reverby vocals, everything kind of fits together nicely. You have synths doing, you know, arpeggiations that, you know, are kind of ear candy. And if I had heard this, you know, if this was like the first indie pop record that I'd ever heard, I'd be pretty excited about it. But because just the state of music is really saturated with that kind of style, you can kind of find it in a lot of different places. I didn't really feel that it was particularly
Nothing new.
Yeah, nothing incredibly new. Yeah,
I'd say it made me kind of cynical, but more than cynical, it made me bored.
Yeah, I would say
I wasn't super cynical. I was just kind of bored.
yeah, and
so I give this album a big old meh.
Yeah, and I would say that maybe the meh is us driving in a car for a while, and I think that our general mood is boredom in general. The music didn't help to alleviate that or turn us around and get excited.
It strengthened the meh.
Definitely strengthened the boredom. If you like pretty synthy, loopy indie pop, there's nothing bad about this album.
I could see someone liking it.
It's well made.
Not really.
There was definitely time and effort put into the sound design. Wow, we've been talking for almost 8 minutes.
Okay,
let's
we
stop.
should really end this. All right.
Yeah, meh is like the overall deal. It's, yeah.